Hey there! Welcome back to the channel. Have you ever felt like someone only showed up when they needed you, but disappeared when you needed them? Have you ever realized that your energy, your attention, and your presence were the very things keeping them comfortable while you were left feeling drained? Listen carefully, because this is the truth most people avoid. You were their power source. Your attention gave them confidence. Your care gave them stability. Your presence gave them control. And the moment you understand this, everything changes. Stoic philosophy teaches that nothing can control you unless you allow it to. Epictetus said that people are not disturbed by others, but by their own attachment to them. That means the power they had was never truly theirs. It was yours, and you handed it over. Every time you chased, every time you overgave, every time you ignored your own needs to keep them happy, you strengthened their position while weakening your own. But here is where your transformation begins. The moment you cut that energy off, the moment you stop feeding their ego, their comfort and their control, they feel it. They feel the silence. They feel the absence. They feel the loss of something they didn't even realize they depended on. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that true power comes from within, not from external validation. That means your strength is not in being needed. Your strength is in choosing yourself, even when it's hard. In this video, you're going to learn exactly what happens when you cut off your energy, why it affects them so deeply, and how you can reclaim your power without saying a single word. This is not about revenge. This is not about proving a point. This is about self-respect, discipline, and becoming someone who no longer gives their energy to those who do not value it. So make a decision right now. Decide that you are done being someone's emotional support while your own needs are ignored. Decide that your energy will no longer be used without appreciation. If you are ready to take your power back, I want you to go to the comments and write this right now. I take my power back. Number 1. They lose the energy you once gave freely. The first thing that happens when you cut off your energy is that they lose the constant source that was keeping them comfortable. Before, your presence was always there. Your messages, your attention, your care. It became part of their daily life. They didn't have to work for it. They didn't have to earn it. It was simply available. And because it was always there, they stopped valuing it. Stoic philosophy teaches that people often take for granted what is easily accessible. Seneca observed that familiarity reduces appreciation, especially when effort is not required. When you were giving your energy freely, they grew used to it. They relied on it more than they realized. But the moment you remove that energy, the shift is immediate. The silence replaces the conversation. The absence replaces the presence. And suddenly, something feels missing in their life. Stop giving your energy where it is not respected. Do not explain it. Do not justify it. Just pull back. Resist the urge to return to old habits. The moment you feel uncomfortable, remind yourself why you stepped away. Redirect your energy into yourself. Build your mindset, your goals, your growth. Your energy should serve you first. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that a person should focus on their own actions and not be distracted by others. When you follow this mindset, you regain control. They begin to feel the difference, not because you told them, but because your energy is no longer there to support them. And that absence creates awareness. They start to notice what they lost. They start to feel the gap you left behind. And that is where the shift begins. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments right now. My energy is mine. Number 2, they start feeling unstable without you. The second thing that happens when you cut off your energy is that they begin to feel unstable without you, and this is something they did not expect. When you were present, you were not just giving attention, you were giving emotional balance. You were the one who listened, who understood, who responded with consistency. That made them feel grounded, even if they never admitted it. But the moment you remove that support, their emotional stability starts to shake. Stoic philosophy teaches that relying on external sources for stability creates weakness. Epictetus explained that when your peace depends on another person, you are not truly in control. This is exactly what happens to them. Without your presence, they feel the difference. Conversations feel empty. Situations feel heavier. They no longer have the same outlet they once depended on. Do not step back in to stabilize them again. Let them learn to stand on their own. Stay focused on your own emotional balance. Build your peace from within so you never depend on anyone else for it. Remain consistent in your distance. Instability only leads to growth when it is not interrupted. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to build inner strength instead of relying on outside comfort. When you follow this mindset, you grow stronger while they are forced to face their own dependence. They begin to realize that what they had with you was not easily replaceable, and that realization creates discomfort, reflection, and awareness. Number 3, they begin craving your attention. The third thing that happens when you cut off your energy is that they begin craving your attention in a way they never did before. When your presence was constant, it felt normal to them. They didn't have to think about it. They didn't have to earn it. But now that it's gone, that absence creates a strong pull inside them. Stoic philosophy teaches that desire increases when something becomes unavailable. Seneca observed that people are drawn more strongly to what they cannot easily access. This is exactly what happens here. Your silence creates a space, and that space turns into desire. They start checking for your messages. They start thinking about your reactions. They begin wondering why you are no longer giving them the same attention. Do not respond immediately to their attempts to reconnect. Let your absence remain consistent. Do not give attention just because they start reaching out. Attention must be earned, not given freely. Stay disciplined. Craving works both ways, so control your own urges as well. Epictetus taught that controlling desire is the key to personal freedom. When you follow this mindset, you stay in control of the situation. They begin to realize that your attention is no longer guaranteed. It is no longer something they can rely on without effort. And that realization changes how they see you. What once felt normal now feels valuable. What once felt easy now feels rare. And that shift begins because you chose to take your energy back. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments right now. My attention is earned. Number 4, they are forced to face themselves. The fourth thing that happens when you cut off your energy is that they are forced to face themselves, and this is one of the most uncomfortable experiences for anyone who avoided accountability. When you were always there, your presence acted as a distraction. Your attention filled the gaps. Your reactions kept their focus away from their own behavior. But now, with your silence and absence, that distraction is gone. Stoic philosophy teaches that self-reflection begins when distractions are removed. Epictetus explained that a person must examine their own actions if they want to grow. But most people avoid this by staying distracted. Without your energy, they have no choice but to sit with their own thoughts. They start thinking about how they treated you. They start recognizing patterns they ignored before. They begin to question their actions and the consequences of those actions. Do not interrupt this process by stepping back in too early. Let them face their own reality. Stay focused on your own path. Their self-reflection is their responsibility, not yours to guide. Remain emotionally detached from their realization. Whether they grow or not, your progress must continue. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to focus on improving his own character rather than judging others. When you follow this mindset, you maintain your power. They begin to understand that your absence is not random. It is a result of their actions. And that realization carries weight. It forces awareness, and awareness creates change. This is not something you explain. This is something they discover on their own because your energy is no longer there to shield them. Number 5, they begin to respect what they once ignored. The fifth thing that happens when you cut off your energy is that they begin to respect what they once ignored. When you were always giving, always available, and always present, your value felt normal to them. They didn't have to think about it. They didn't have to question it. It was just there. But the moment you remove that constant presence, everything changes. Stoic philosophy teaches that respect is not demanded through words. It is built through action and boundaries. Epictetus believed that a person who values themselves does not beg for attention, they command respect through their behavior. Now that your energy is no longer available, they start to see things differently. They notice the effort you used to give. They remember the consistency you showed. They begin to understand that what you offered was not common. Do not return to being easily available. Respect grows when access is limited. Maintain your standards. Do not accept less just because they start to notice your value. Carry yourself with confidence. Your behavior should reflect self-respect, not neediness. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that dignity comes from self-control and living according to your values. When you follow this mindset, you become someone who is no longer overlooked. They begin to see that your presence was never ordinary. It was something that required appreciation and effort, and that realization creates a shift in how they treat you. Respect is no longer optional. It becomes necessary if they want access to you again. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments right now. I command respect. Number 6, they try to regain access to you. The sixth thing that happens when you cut off your energy is that they start trying to regain access to you. And this is where you must stay disciplined. When your attention was freely available, they didn't feel urgency. But now that it's gone, they begin to realize they can no longer reach you the same way. That loss of access creates a strong reaction. Stoic philosophy teaches that people react strongly when something they relied on is no longer available. Seneca observed that desire becomes intense when access is restricted. Now they may reach out more often. They may try different ways to get your attention. They may act differently than before. But you must understand this clearly. Not all effort is genuine. Sometimes it is simply a reaction to losing control. Do not respond out of emotion. Stay calm and observe their actions over time. Look for consistency, not intensity. Real change is steady, not sudden and short-lived. Protect your space. You are not obligated to give access just because they are trying. Epictetus taught that discipline is choosing what truly matters over what feels urgent. When you follow this mindset, you stay in control of the situation. You allow actions to reveal intention, but you do not lose your boundaries in the process. They begin to understand that access to you is no longer automatic. It must be earned and maintained, and that realization changes how they approach you. Number 7, you detach and see clearly. The seventh thing that happens when you cut off your energy is that you detach and begin to see everything clearly, without emotion clouding your judgment. Before, when you were constantly giving your attention, your vision was blurred by feelings. You overlooked behavior, you made excuses, and you tolerated things that did not align with your worth. But now, with distance and silence, your perspective changes. Stoic philosophy teaches that clarity comes when emotion is controlled. Epictetus explained that a person must separate feelings from facts in order to see reality as it is. And this is exactly what begins to happen. You start noticing patterns you ignored before. You see how they acted, how they responded, and how they treated your energy. Action step number 1. Observe everything without reacting. Let your mind process what you see without emotional interference. Action step number 2. Be honest with yourself. Do not justify behavior that does not meet your standards. Truth is your power. Action step number 3. Make decisions based on clarity, not attachment. Choose what is right for you, not what feels familiar. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to see things for what they truly are, not what he wished them to be. When you follow this mindset, you become grounded in reality. You are no longer controlled by hope, fear, or attachment. You are guided by understanding. And that clarity allows you to move differently, think differently, and choose differently. This is where real power begins, not in controlling others, but in seeing clearly and acting wisely. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments right now. I see the truth clearly. Number 8, you become the source of your own power. The 8th and most important thing that happens when you cut off your energy is that you become the source of your own power. This is the moment everything shifts inside you. Before, your energy was flowing outward. You were giving, supporting, and investing in someone else while slowly neglecting yourself. That made your strength dependent on how they responded, how they treated you, and whether they stayed or left. But now, that cycle is broken. Stoic philosophy teaches that true power comes from within, not from external sources. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that a person must rely on their own mind and character to remain strong. When you take your energy back, you stop depending on anyone else to feel complete. Build your inner foundation. Focus on your mindset, your discipline, and your self-respect every single day. Invest in your growth. Your time and energy should go into becoming stronger, wiser, and more independent. Never give your power away again. Recognize your value and protect it at all costs. Epictetus taught that freedom begins when you stop seeking control over others and start mastering yourself. When you live by this principle, you become unstoppable. You no longer need validation, attention, or approval to feel strong. Your confidence comes from within. Your peace comes from within. And your power stays with you, where it belongs. This is the highest level of transformation. This is where you are no longer affected by who stays or who leaves, because you are complete on your own. Now listen, this is your turning point. You were never meant to be someone's source of validation while losing yourself in the process. You were never meant to give endlessly and receive confusion in return. The moment you cut off your energy, you didn't lose anything. You reclaimed everything. Stoic philosophy teaches that real strength begins when you stop depending on what is outside of you. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that your mind is your true power, and once you control it, nothing else can control you. And that is exactly who you are becoming. You are no longer chasing. You are no longer explaining. You are no longer draining yourself for people who cannot match your energy. You are standing in your own power, calm, focused, and unshakable. If they feel your absence, let them. If they try to come back, observe them. But never forget, your energy is not something you give freely anymore. It is something that must be respected and earned. From this moment forward, protect your peace like it is your greatest asset, because it is. Build your life, strengthen your mind, and never return to a version of yourself that accepted less than you deserved. If this message woke something up inside you, take action now. Subscribe, stay connected, and keep growing every single day. And before you leave, drop this final affirmation in the comments. I protect my energy at all costs.